Hello everyone, my name is Saranya. I am INFJS spiritual coach. Today I want to talk about the 5 deepest spiritual truths that every INFJ needs to know. At least the truths that I think every INFJ needs to know. Number 1, you're not here to save everyone. Your ability to see people's pain and potential can make you feel responsible for their healing. But love is not rescue. You can guide, support, and inspire, but you cannot live another person's life for them. Your job is to walk your path and not carry everyone else. This is the first deepest truth that I think every INFJ needs to know, because for most of my life I thought if I love someone then I need to save them. I used to carry this hidden guilt of not being enough because I'm not able to save those people. When I am a child, I used to cry thinking that I don't have enough money to save my grandparents, whom I love very, very deeply. And during the time I am studying and I have my first job, I used to think I'm not enough because I'm not able to afford their care. I used to carry this guilt with me all the time, and I used to sacrifice what really helps me grow, and I used to be there for them. And the deeper truths will always try to find their way back to you and reflect to you in the shadow that you see in the other people. And I seen my shadow, and there came a point where I saw it everywhere, and the only work I can do is to integrate it. And the truth I have learned is, before I can save anyone else, I need to save myself. I need to assure myself that I am there for myself before I can be there for anyone else. Number 2, your intuition is a gift, not absolute truth. INFJs can perceive patterns incredibly deeply, but intuition can sometimes mix with fear, projection, or old wounds. The spiritual discipline is, from fear we observe and then question and then wait and then discern. Real wisdom doesn't need urgency. This is very hard thing for me to accept for so long time. I used to think my intuition is the absolute truth, and I stopped questioning and asking the deeper reasons, and at the same time I closed the doors to understand people at depth. So I'm not saying to ignore your intuition is very real, but at the same time INFJs don't need to totally depend on intuition alone. We can learn to ask questions when something is not aligned, and when someone is telling us to do the things that we don't want to do. We can ask them why, and we can ask them questions, and the right questions will lead you to the solutions and also save your energy. Number 3, your shadow is part of your wholeness. You don't become spiritually evolved by becoming endlessly kind, peaceful, selfless, or good. Your anger, ambition, selfish needs, sexuality, jealousy, power, and desire can contain important information. You don't need to destroy your darkness, you need to know it consciously. This is the heart of Jungian individuation as well. As I said, the shadow work for INFJs will help us realize that we don't need to be always kind when we are wanting to feel the opposite of kindness. We are wanting to feel negative emotions. The negative emotions are equally powerful as positive emotions. The rule is to just simply stay 51% of your time in positive state. And if you divide your emotions on the day into 50-50, 49% of your negative emotions are valid and you can feel them. Rest of them you can choose to prioritize your good feelings. Number 4, you don't need to be understood to be whole. INFJs can spend years trying to explain their inner world to people who simply cannot perceive it the same way. Eventually, being misunderstood stops being a crisis. You can be deeply authentic without requiring everyone to validate your experience. I drained most of my life energy trying to convince my husband that he need to understand me in depth, and I thought by being understanding I can relate to him in a better way. But in most of the scenarios, we don't need to drain our energy trying to make others understand us. We just need to speak authentically. Authenticity is way more stronger than the life force we spend on making others understand us. At the same time, you don't need to drain your life energy by constantly being available to others. You can be authentic, and you have every right to save your energy and protect your peace and talk when it feels aligned to you. Number 5, you don't have to save the world to live a meaningful life. This may be the hardest lesson for the idealistic INFJ and also the hardest lesson for me as well. Your purpose doesn't necessarily require something enormous. A meaningful life can be loving one person deeply, raising a child consciously, creating something beautiful, helping one person heal, living honestly, and being fully present. You don't need to change the whole world. Become the kind of consciousness you wish the world had. And perhaps the deeper INFJ transition is from I need to save the world to I will live my truth and let my life become my contribution. This is the burden I have carried with me for so much time of my youth, where I thought that I need to save the world because I thought that there is a lot of negativity and there is a lot of crisis, climate crisis in the whole world, and all the life in the world is suffering. So I need to become a martyr and save the world. That only drove me to the verge of sleep deprivation and experiences that make me feel ashamed right now, because when we are not have first taking care of ourselves, we don't contribute the way we think we are contributing to the world. We only need to give our energy from our full cup of energy and prioritize the things that matter to us, that help us live in integrity with ourselves, a loving life, a family, and boundaries with family, and so that you share the love with your family and you create a life that is you in the end. It's all it is, and whatever comes after that is addition to the who you are as a person. I then realized I don't need to save the world, and I started creating life that is worthy of living for me. I quit my software job. I used to work as senior data analyst. I quit my job because I don't like working that job, and I pursued my degree in psychology, and at the same time I wanted to marry someone who is always with me, and who is willing to share my life with me. And in a diary I wrote I wanted to marry an INFP, and universe gave me INFP directly to my own hands, and I married him, and I had a beautiful son, and I raised my son how I feel, right? And with the additional time I have, I work as a healer, and I write whenever I find my time. And without boundaries, I would not have lived the life that I wanted to live, and I would not have survived the life. There comes a point where life teaches you what you need to learn, and I have trained by a Japanese healer who is an INFJ himself, and taught me how to set boundaries with people I love. And I am slowly thriving in my own life at my own pace without needing external validation, and at the same time trying to go into my zone of genius one step at a time. I lost 20 kgs in 6 months, prioritizing my physical health, and I meditate daily for 10 to 15 minutes a day, and I work on building a life that helps me heal people, INFJs like me, and bring meaning into my life without needing to save the whole world. I decided to be the one person that I need to save myself so that it creates a ripple effect and changes the whole world. That is what I believe in. I believe in I am the universe, and the life I am living around me reflects the essence of who I am. And by accepting my reality and not trying to change it with force, I live by it with authenticity. If you are an INFJ and if you need to create a meaningful life without carrying the burden of the whole world on your shoulders, you can do it. And I help INFJs align their inner world so that outer world reflects their true essence. For one-on-one spiritual and healing services, you can reach out to me at nirantaraveda@gmail.com. All the links you need to know are in the description. Thank you for watching my video. If you like my video, please like and subscribe to my channel. And for more content, see you later. Bye bye.